Sasuke is just as badass as Goku.
Wow.
That would explain it.
Yeah.
And they are literally more powerful and stronger than Luffy and Ichigo combined.
Goku is lame.
Doesn't take away from his power. Superman is lame.
They're powerful and lame.
Goku is definitely lame.
Goku is lame. Now, the reason I'll say he's lame, right?
Why is Goku lame?
What is Goku, right? He's supposed to be super powerful, but the appealing part of him is that his personality, he's like super humble. He doesn't care about like ego. He wants to be powerful, but not for like malicious and
Yes.
like selfish gain. But is that not like the same as like Gon from Hunter x Hunter? I'm going wherever the wind takes me. I love everybody I meet who's good. I'll fight anybody who is bad.
But what is wrong with that?
And there's nothing wrong with that, but why is Gon cool and Goku kind of lame?
Goku isn't, first of all, we're going to stop this right now because Goku, he's not lame. Goku is pretty badass when you think about it. He's like the face of, he's been the face of anime for years. When you talk about anime, you couldn't talk about conversation without Dragon Ball Z.
But doesn't that kind of come with being like the first one, the biggest one? Like if Dragon Ball Z came out right now and it was the same way it is right now, I feel like people would be like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, they're trying to be like super big explosion fighting and all of that, but it's just not as cool as One Punch Man. You get more action from My Hero, I don't know.
If you get more action from My Hero, no one in My Hero will be able to fight Goku and win.
Yeah, but Goku doesn't really fight. He does flashy lights.
Oh, here we go again. He is
no hatred towards Dragon Ball Z, except for the fact that we don't really get to see good fights from him.
You know what? I said I was not going to have this Dragon Ball Z conversation with you guys again. So you know what? I'm just not going to have this conversation because without Goku, all these animes we watch would not exist.
Are we talking about Goku or are we talking about the existence of the first big anime? It is the first big anime that like brought it to everyone. But are we talking about the power and the lameness of the character?
We are, because if we talk
or the anime.
No, first of all, you have to talk about Goku and his greatness that he is because he created these animes. The same way you can't talk about rap.
Goku did not create animes.
He literally did. Goku put anime on the spot when it came to the United States. And United States,
without Dragon Ball Z, anime wouldn't be as big as it is. It wouldn't be as popular.
Yeah, no one's debated that, but we can't say Goku the character is making it. We're talking about the character in the anime.
Well, I mean,
say Dragon Ball Z never came out, right? And current Dragon Ball Z with its amazing graphics and animation and everything was released right now, today. People would watch it and they'd be like, wow, that looks amazing. But it's not, Demon Slayer. I don't know. Like, they actually do shit in Demon Slayer. It wouldn't gather the fan base that it has just that it got from existing over time.
I will 100% agree with that. If Dragon Ball Z came out today, against everything that's out right now, you are not watching Dragon Ball Z. It's just not.
There are animes that come out and then in 1 week have like a huge fan base following that pushes for more episodes to come out all of a sudden. Dragon Ball Z, I don't think would gather the fan base nearly as much as the other animes that have come out recently. At all.
Okay, you know what? I would have to agree with that because this generation of people, we have a short attention span. Honestly, and I've developed that, and I'm not from this really newer generation, from like the 19-year-olds to 25-year-olds. They have short attention span. So I would have to agree with that. I've developed that fact that I can't sit down and watch an anime that's more than 15 episodes unless it's like My Hero. The season, the longest a season can be for me is like 20 episodes. After that, I don't want to watch it. If it's just going and going and going and going.
It depends. Clearly, because I am one, as you can see.
Yeah.
That being said, at least when One Piece happens and a fight happens, I get to see Luffy draw back, throw a punch, and the punch connect.
Showed you a video of punches connecting.
Video of like flashing lights, boom, 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 then boom, we get to see one connection, and then flashing lights, blah, 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 then boom, one connection.
Because one punch in One Piece last 4 episodes. I would be happy that it
Yeah.
connects after 4 episodes.
You guys are definitely comparing the extremes of both sides, though, because while One Piece will actually draw out a single punch for 4 episodes, Dragon Ball Z will have a whole fight in like 10 seconds, but nothing actually happens. There are videos of people reenacting Dragon Ball Z fights with their hands, because they're just like hitting each of the frames that they strike in their little bats with each other. One Piece, you'll see the punch go through every episode as like as it continues to be drawn out, and it will show backstory, and then you'll cut back to the punch, and then you'll show the other person's backstory, and then
the reason why the punches fly.
You're confused because you're like, what? When he started throwing the punch, I didn't like the character he was punching, but now I kind of feel bad for him because I know his whole backstory.
They told me his backstory. How he's an abused child.
Yeah, his whole town got taken over.
He didn't eat breakfast for a whole day. Like, no one cares. I'm sick of One Piece.
At least their fights connect, and that's why I said Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
can hold up in today's world. Because think of Gojo, that Gojo fight scene where he's actually connecting each punch when he's on. He was compared to Dragon Ball Z doesn't have one single fight throughout their whole.
I don't know. He was giving hands. Hands.
Dragon Ball Z has nothing to compare to one single fight scene from that. Like
Corp was right about like the new generation thing, because there's definitely a formula now, right? Dragon Ball Z doesn't fit in this formula. They'll do the build up, and then the extreme, the satisfying delivery of a punch that destroys everything. The animation budget is dumped into it. One Punch Man, fucking Jujutsu no Kaisen, My Hero Academia, they do the final punch. A Demon Slayer, they do the final decapitation. There's always the formula now in the recent animes of just that final punch that delivers. Dragon Ball Z doesn't really have that final punch, and Naruto didn't even really have it. It didn't have it, but it was just so godlike that it didn't matter that it didn't have it.
Ball Z's final punch is like a Kamehameha blast that finally connects 10 episodes later.
On that same person.
He does not. First of all, he does not finish all his opponents with a bad Kamehameha. So it doesn't take Dragon Ball Z when it comes to the fights. I don't feel like it did. It's not like One Piece where they drag out like a punch. They do a lot of. They got a lot of fillers, a lot of talking, fight, and then they stop and they start talking. I agree. I don't think at this age I could ever watch that Namek series when it was on Planet Namek with fucking Piccolo and all that. I could never watch that again because it took Goku was powering up to Super Saiyan for like 3 episodes.
Yeah, he was screaming for 3 episodes.
No.
I remember. He was literally yelling to the top of his lungs for 3 episodes.
That I agree. I could probably never watch that ever again. Put some respect on Dragon Ball Z, all right?
And let me tell you, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now that I'm watching it,
no, listen here, bro. Don't talk about Full Metal Alchemist,
bro.
Because
That shit. Ross, you've never watched Full Metal, right? You know, every episode there's like a fight. It's not really many fillers. I'm at episode like 30 something. Every fucking episode has introduced a bad guy, had them fight with each other. Even if they are just talking, they'll be interrupted with a fight, and it's actually been pretty amazing for like an older anime. I see why a lot of people put it in like their top 5 whenever they're listing the best anime they've ever watched. They always put Full Metal somewhere.
Full Metal, even though people respect it, I feel like people don't give it its rightful respect. I don't know why. I feel like it's never really in conversations like that. Like
It's one
Full
of my
Metal,
uncle's favorites. He always mentioned it to me. I just never
That-
thought about watching that.
that is a god. That anime.
Demon Slayer.
I don't know.
He swore that Tanjiro cried too much. You remember that?
Tanjiro did
Yes.
cry too much.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he
He
didn't.
really didn't.
No, he didn't. He really didn't.
In the first few episodes, Tanjiro was basically nonstop Deku crying from My Hero.
His family
God, his
died.
family was murdered.
Bro, suck it up, bro.
Suck it up.
Suck it up.
I don't think murder is the rightful word. They were massacred. I think if that happened to my family, give me at least 6 episodes of
No.
crying
The
and
only one that
depression.
was left alive was turned into a demon and trying to.
Literally trying to kill him, and
Oh.
people trying to kill her, and he got to try to protect her, stick her in a fucking box so she don't kill people. I think he has enough trauma to give us 6, 7 max episodes of weeping. At least that's what I
No,
think.
if it was One Piece and somebody's family got murdered, you know how many seasons later they would keep bringing up that
my
person's
God,
family
it'd
being
been
murdered?
like
Every time that dude gets into a fight, he's gonna be like, "You think I would stop here? after my family got massacred years
How many
ago.
episodes did it take Luffy to get over when his brother died?
It took
How many?
Luffy was.
And I don't even think he. I don't
over
even
the
think he.
season.
I don't think. I think even in newer seasons, newer episodes, didn't they have flashbacks with him again? Like I'm tired of seeing his fucking brother.
Got his fucking chest.
Okay, trying to be a king of pirates.
Dude, you can't be a king of pirates and get so emotionally attached. You know what I mean?
It's such like a little bitch. Like he's supposed to be Mr. Straw Hat Crew. And don't talk about half his crew suck.
If I was a big boss in One Piece, I would fight Luffy not by fighting Luffy. I would like assassinate Nami. If I'm fighting Tanjiro, I would be like, remember your little brothers?
Yeah, all the blood. Do you remember?